how me and the Fun Police met.
Hold me till I scream for air to breathe, and wash me over until my well runs dry. Send all your sins all over me, baby, baby.
What's up, A-Gang? Back at it again with another freaking video, and we are still going strong on the Vlogmas. I'm coming to you today with a little story time. I am sitting here in the car waiting on Lexi to get out of school. If y'all see how I have my phone propped up, you would totally get a giggle. I got like a paper plate sitting up here because the sun was coming in way too much. As you can see, it's still kind of coming in right here on my head. Yeah, it was like coming all the way down here. You couldn't barely see me. So I got like I don't even know why this paper plate is even in here now that I'm thinking about it. Like, why is there a random paper plate in my car? But anyway, that's not even why I'm here. That's not why I'm here. Y'all here to listen to this story time. One of the questions that I get asked pretty often, not really like recently, but back, some months, maybe even a year or so, I was getting questions like, how did you and the Fun Police meet? If y'all ask the Fun Police this same question, his story time, it's probably gonna be a little bit different. But the Fun Police likes to stretch the truth. So I'm gonna give y'all the best version of how we freaking met. I was in high school still. I was a senior. And y'all, I used to be a dancer. Not too much. Not a stripper. Not a stripper. No offense to any strippers, because my dream job is to be a stripper, but not any stripper. Like, my dream job is to be one of those strippers that be all the way up there on the pole and doing splits on the ceiling, and then they drop, and right before they hit the ground they stop themselves. Like, I want to be that type of stripper. That is my dream job. And to be honest, if I had started stripping back in the day, I would probably be dope as hell now as a stripper, and I have hella money. But anyway, that's not why we're here. That's not why we're here. Focus. I was a dancer, and we had dance rehearsal because we had a show coming up. So me and my friend I was driving. I had just got a car that my mom had bought me. I was driving, but I had never pumped gas before. So I needed gas. We were sitting at a red light. It was a gas station on the other side of the red light, and in my head I was like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to pump this gas, and I don't know what I'm doing. Mind you, my stepdad back then, he used to take my car every week and fill it up with gas. So I just never had a reason to put gas in my car. So I had never put gas in the car. So I'm like stressed out, in the zone, like, how the hell am I gonna put this gas in my car? And my friend, she just as dumb as I am. I knew for sure she didn't know how to put gas in the car. And we was on a particular side of town that we really didn't belong in. Like, I'm pretty sure we stuck out like a sore thumb, because we was like in the hood, and we some suburban chicks. So anyway, I'm sitting there in the zone. My friend taps me. I look over. She's like pointing to the car, to the truck. It was like an SUV next to us. I looked over, and it was the Fun Police, and he was in his truck like, what's up? He was doing that. And I was like, well, I'm getting ready to go to the gas station. You can follow me over there. So he was like, cool. Follows me to the gas station. Y'all, he pumped my gas for me. I was so grateful. And I know when he realized that I didn't know how to pump gas, he probably wanted to get back in his vehicle and keep driving. Because he probably was like, why the hell she out here driving and don't know how to pump gas? But anyway, so he pumped gas, and I'm looking at him. He really wasn't my type. He had on like some plain Nikes, which was fine because, Jordans and stuff, I wasn't really into it like that back then either. So I wasn't judging him off of that. I was judging him because his shoestrings was tied tight than a mug. Like, he was making sure his shoes did not fall off his feet. And he had hazel contacts in his eyes, and he had those twisties. You remember when the dudes used to wear the twisties? And yes, the Fun Police did used to have her at one point in time. He ain't always been bald. He didn't go bald until I started stressing that man out. Okay. But he had a whole lot of hair when I met him. He had them little twisties. So I'm like, He really not my type, but anyway, he seemed cool. We gonna exchange numbers. So we exchanged numbers, and for like the next couple of weeks he was calling, but I was kind of like playing him off a little bit. Like I was setting up time, or like telling him, oh, we can meet up on this day, and then I would never show up, or I wouldn't answer the phone or something like that. So just playing him to the left. And then finally I entertained him and was like, all right, I'm gonna go out with him. We went to Applebee's, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I remember what Applebee's it was. I remember where we were sitting in the Applebee's. And one thing about that night that I remember that was so hilarious was he poured so much ketchup on his french fries. If y'all know anything about me, y'all know that I hate the smell of ketchup. Ugh. Like the smell of ketchup is legit gross. So he had so much ketchup on his fries that the waiter came over and was like, he started joking, was like, do you want some fries with your ketchup? Even though like initially he wasn't my type, or I didn't think he was my type, the Fun Police, he's always been good looking. So he always had that going for himself. But y'all, his sense of humor is off the freaking charts. Back then, he had your girl smiling ear to ear. I was back there. Yes, he had your girl laughing. And I am a sucker for a sense of humor. So after that, we, was communicating often. And then he asked me if I wanted to go on a trip with him. So mind y'all, I am 18 years old, right? When we initially, started talking, we asked each other's age. Well, he asked me my age off the bat. Like, I remember he asked me my age kind of early. I never asked him his age because I really didn't care like that. So I finally asked him what his age was, and he said 21. So I'm like, okay, he's older, but he's not like super older. So during deer hunting season, which was probably like a month after I had met him, I want to say, probably a month. Yeah, it was probably a month after I had met him. It was deer hunting season, and he was going deer hunting. So before he went deer hunting, he came and got me, and I think we went to dinner or something. I can't remember. So he had these things like tags in his car, in like the middle console in his truck, and I want to say they was yellow. But anyway, he got out the car to put some gas in his truck, and my nosy ass started going through his shit. Yes, I went through his shit. So on the little tags that I found, it had like all his information, his name and stuff, and it had his date of birth. Now, I'm not that good at math, and I do still use my fingers and toes from time to time to calculate some shit. But when I calculated the year that he was born and the year that we was in, I think that was back in 2001 when we met, he was 26 years old. Like, he had just turned 26 years old right before I met him. I played it off for a little second, and then eventually I asked him, I'm like, when is your birthday? No, I back up. I played it off. Then at this time, we decided to go. I went on a trip with him. Yeah, I was surprised that my mama even let me go on this trip. So we went on a road trip to Atlanta. If y'all know anything about the Fun Police, he actually lived in Georgia for quite some time. Not in Atlanta, but he lived in Georgia for quite some time. So he wanted to go to Atlanta for the weekend. My mama let me go. I was shocked. I did lie to my mama, though. I lied to my mama and told her that my friend Ashley was going with us, too, and Ashley was not going with us. But that's neither here nor there. She cannot whoop me today, okay? Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry for lying, but you can't even whoop me about it. So you can just laugh and move on. So anyway, so we goes to Atlanta on a little road trippy trip. And as we on our road trip, I'm questioning him, asking him, like, about his birthday and about, like, the year that he was born and stuff. Long story short, he ended up admitting that he lied about his age. He was 26 and I was 18. Go judge your mama for the people who got something to say about that. It is what it is. 20 years later, we are still here and we are fine. A couple of months after we started dating, we go to Atlanta. I had the time of my life. Like, We went shopping. Like, he took me on a shopping spree. We stayed in a night, like, I had never stayed in a hotel like that before. We stayed in a nice, like, a really, really nice hotel. I don't remember what it was, but I remember telling him that I always wanted to stay, like, at the top floor in a big hotel. So he got us on the top floor. We went to the mall. I forget what else that we did. It was so long ago, but we had so much fun. But ever since then, I've been kind of glued to his hip. Like, even if he wanted to get rid of me, he really wasn't gonna get rid of me, because I had fell for him at that point. So here we are 20 years later, and he over here stressing me the hell out. I should have ran when I had a chance, but no, I would not trade him for the world. Like, he is my person. Like, hands down, he is my person. After we came back from Atlanta, I got his name tattooed. I got his name tattooed on my lower back. Like, I have a tramp stamp with his name on it. That's how, like, how much I was glued to him. Yeah, that's the story time. And not too much on my hair, y'all. Not too much. I know it needs to be, I need a retwist. I'm stretching this out way too long because I don't feel like retwisting my hair, but it is time. It is time. And I done recorded this whole story time with like a piece of hair sticking up right there. Y'all ain't gonna tell me nobody was gonna come and fix my hair for me while I was doing this story time. Y'all, I thought y'all loved me. I thought y'all be looking out for me, but y'all just sat here and let me do this damn video knowing damn well I had this little puff sticking up in my head. Anyway, that is the story time, y'all. Let me get y'all cousin so that I can get back home and get some work done. But come back tomorrow for another Vlogmas. And maybe tomorrow I'll talk about some other topics pertaining to me and the fun police. I don't know. As always, until next time.